I need to pump my item level up. I know that. I'm trying to find different sources of gear. I know there's a couple that I need to go do really quick, but let's see if this video has anything that it can give me. Everyone is gearing to 615 plus easy after learning this. Let's see what this secret is from the Comeback Kids. Here we go.
Okay, there's a ton of brand new content this week with The War Within Season 1 finally arriving, and today we're going to be breaking down how you can easily power up and get past 610 item level incredibly quick. And we're going to be showing you the ways to do so, ranking them from easiest ways to hardest. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. By far, right off the bat, the easiest way to get a big power spike is going to be taking one of your pieces of gear and going to the Catalyst Steward in Dornegal and transforming it into a tier set piece.
But that doesn't upgrade your item level. That just changes its stats, basically, and obviously its look, but...
From the raid. As stated in the article on Wowhead, the Catalyst Steward arrived on September 10th, and you will now be able to gain an additional charge every other week to transfer another item you own into a tier set piece. Now listen, I highly recommend transforming your helm, shoulders, chest, gloves, or leg pieces, because these are the pieces that will actually benefit toward a tier set bonus rather than some of the off pieces. So definitely be aware of this, as it's very important. Additionally, you want to make sure it's on the highest tier of gear possible when you do use your transfer and you do use your catalyst, because you don't want to use it on a piece of gear, for example, like veteran, that can get replaced in just a week or so, or even this week. So you want to make sure it's minimum.
That's why I didn't use it yet. I still wanted to get maybe go into heroic raid and see what we could get before I started transferring this stuff over. And by the way, if you don't use it, it's not like you lose it for the catalyst. This stuff carries over, so I'm just kind of waiting.
On a champion set piece of gear, use it, transfer it to
I
a
have
tier
no
set,
tier
and
pieces
boom,
right now
you're good
anyways,
to go.
so it's
you
not gonna
only get
benefit
these
me.
tokens every couple of weeks. Make sure to use them wisely. Another very easy way to get a nice piece of loot almost instantaneously this week is going to be from the world boss. Now listen, each week you're going to have the opportunity to kill a world boss out in the open world that has only a chance to give you a piece of loot. Now listen, I'm not going to lie, the chance is kind of low, so don't get upset if you don't get anything, because a lot of people don't. But the loot opportunity here can be as high as 603 item level at the start, so you absolutely want to make sure you do this, because you can upgrade it miles ahead after that. For example, I'm doing this across every single one of my max level characters simply because it's a very quick opportunity at a piece of gear that's very high level for doing practically nothing.
I didn't kill him this week. I killed him last week, didn't get shit. I think the drop on this is pretty low, actually. So I know a lot of people have been doing it. Has anybody gotten gear yet from the world boss? I've done him once, obviously. I'll do him again this week. But I feel like a lot of people were like saying, oh, I didn't get shit. Yeah. You got a ring? Oh, nice.
First things first, you're going to want to do your world boss. If you can't find a group, you just simply go to the looking for group tab. You search up, world boss in the tab. You can find a group, or you could just do what I did. You make a group and, you title it world boss. You invite people. Next up on the list, another very easy way to get high item level loot is going to be from looking for raid that opens up the first wing today. That's right. The first week of LFR is officially available, and it will be dropping item level loot, I believe, at 584, as you can see here. Now, of course, this isn't the best gear possible, but it can be upgraded significantly all the way up to 606. Now listen, not only that, you also have an opportunity at a tier set piece on the third boss for your gloves, making it almost mandatory for every player out there to join LFR. You can maybe have a, chance at your tier set.
I said this. I'm like, don't be over prideful this week, guys. Go do some LFR. Because there's actually gear that you can get from this thing. Odds are you're going to be able to maybe replace some of your, shittier quest gear that you might have still had that hasn't been upgraded yet. And obviously this stuff is upgradable too. So go in there and do it. Yeah, why not? It's just like literally free gear. You're not going to die in LFR.
Bonus. If you didn't know, your sets are coming back once again for the new raid, and they come and set bonuses of 2 and 4. So if you get lucky, you can wind up getting the second tier set bonus in looking for raid. That means, later on this week, you can go raid with your guild or friends or whatever, and you could potentially even get your 4 set, because you'll only need 2 pieces later on this week, which could be a very, very large power spike. Definitely get into LFR, have a potential shot at the tier set, and you'll be good to go. Moving on, the next very easy way to grab loot is going to be, of course, from delves. Yes, delves officially unlocked.
I think delves have become the meta for gearing. At least early on right now. Like, people who have run deep into delves and actually been grinding out delves, I think they're some of the most geared people in the game right now. Obviously, Mythic Plus is going to be a thing, and next week when Vault opens, because this is the first Vault with Mythic Plus open that you will get next Tuesday, that's going to boost a lot of people who did Mythic Plus. But man, up until now, delves have been just like crazy boons for getting gear. And if you can, like, if you're a tank class or something, you've been able to really push high past, up to level 8 and stuff like that. Yeah, you've been getting a ton of gear. And then the coffer keys, obviously, using the bountiful delve coffer keys, man. I actually like delves a lot. I think they're a great addition to the game, despite all the balancing issues they've had with them so far.
Opened up all the way up to tier 11 this week. And the reason why this is very crucial is because we've been saving all of our keys to use on bountiful delves roughly around tier 8. As you can see on this chart right here, starting at tier level 7 for a bountiful delve, you will start obtaining minimum 597 champion tier gear, which will give you a massive, massive power spike compared to your heroic and even mythic gear. Yeah. Now, after doing these delves all the way up to tier 8 myself the last few days, I'm not going to lie, they were pretty damn challenging on my rogue to the point where I literally couldn't beat a couple of the tier 8 ones, so I had to go down to tier 7. So if this starts happening to you, I recommend capping yourself off at tier 7 rather than going to 603 for the champion gear at tier 8. There is nothing wrong with stopping at tier 7. You will just get 597 champion gear compared to 603, which isn't a giant deal. Also, understand if you are the soloing type of class where, you can give yourself a ton of off heals, you're going to have a huge advantage, and it definitely does matter. Like I said, I was playing my rogue, which is probably the worst solo class in the game for this, considering we have some of the lowest survivability as well. So if I'm able to do it and bang it out on tier level 7, you should be able to as well. So first thing,
as a blood DK is very easy. And also don't be scared to use Bran as a healer. You guys were jumping on me the other day because I was like, yeah, actually, when I got up to the higher tier delves, I put Bran in healing mode, even as a blood DK, and I just literally used them to supplementally heal myself. And yes, it took me a long time to kill mobs, but I finished them. Delves aren't timed, so you could take your time. Don't worry about it.
You should be doing if you really want to start getting gear as quickly and efficiently as possible at the highest power possible. Get to those tier 7 delves, farm these out every day. You do not want to miss this. Moving on, getting into where content will actually start requiring you to have an actual group or guild mates with you. We're getting into Mythic Zeros. Now, after running every Mythic dungeon,
Yeah, Mythic Zeros, okay. Tier pieces from Vault, from the Delve. Yeah, you can. You can get tier piece from the Delve slot in your Vault. Some people maybe don't realize that, but yes, you can.
With my group last night. Honestly, these are quite a step up compared to, heroic dungeons where me and my guild would just pull half the instance in just a few minutes. These actually feel like genuine difficult dungeons now, which is pretty crazy. Every day you'll have the opportunity to run each dungeon at a mythic level one time where they will offer you a piece of gear at item level starting at 593 veteran gear. This is why it's so important to be running your delves, because a bountiful delve, you get gear starting at 597 champion at tier 7, which is an entire gear tier above this, so it's very important.
Yeah, delves
Nevertheless, though, listen, based off this data, our veteran gear can go up to a cap of 606, which is, still great nonetheless. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be very important for you to just bang out these mythics, get some tier gear that's at least decent at a veteran level, level it up if you really, really need to, and then maybe you can start going for those higher level delves. Try to do these as much as you can every day, at least targeting, weapons and trinkets specifically. So if you don't have
Another thing you're getting out of this is you're getting the crests, right? You're getting all the stones and the crests and stuff. So obviously that's a great way to just quickly grind them out, is to do some of these dungeons.
Time to play, go to the dungeon journal, look for your trinkets and your weapons minimum, and get these upgraded, so you'll be ready for our next tip, which is going to be, lastly, of course, heading into the most difficult content you can get into is going to be your raids. Now,
that's what we've been doing.
I'm not sure how difficult this is actually going to be.
Now, one thing about gearing out through raid is you could be like me, run the fucking entire thing and not get a single piece of loot. Why? Because Moishi fucking rolls one higher than you when you roll a 97 on the gloves you needed. Yeah. That's right. So, yeah, loot luck matters in raid. It's going to happen. Yes, or the RNG, these things happen. I'm still enjoying it, and I'm getting crests along the way, so that's good too. But damn it, it hurts to run the entire raid, clear the whole thing, and not get a single piece of gear, even though like 5 or 6 things drop that you did, in fact, need and roll on. Yeah, womp womp. Okay, all right. All right.
Considering my first raid is going to be Saturday night on a normal difficulty, but with Delves granting us 600 item level gear to start, Mythic Zeros granting us gear that can potentially shoot up to 606, I really feel like most guilds and players are going to be fine in the raid and quickly move out of the normal level. Gear from raids instantly start dropping at a champion level of 597 at a minimum, which can be upgraded all the way up to 619. That means by getting some loot inside of a raid and upgrading it just a few times, you will easily get over the 600, item level hump. Yeah. in the game. On top of that, you have plenty of opportunities as well to get your tier set bonuses if you potentially got one from, you know, LFR and your bi-weekly catalyst.
Yeah, and also realize a lot of the best in slot gear you're gonna get is gonna be from raids. So it's important not just to pump up your item level, but pump it up with the right things, right? So doing raid is very much, if you want to go completely balls to the wall, highest DPS or best tank or best heals in the game, there's loot that you're gonna need to get from raid for sure.
Which can be a ginormous power spike depending on your class spec. But listen, nevertheless, like usual, raiding at this point in time is going to be a very, very solid option at getting some of the highest level gear in the game in the shortest amount of time. But, you know, it does require a guild or a really solid team to be able to clear all of this. Another free...
Coming to a Samiccus stream and just getting info free through the chat. That's right. That's how we do raids around here.
Tip of advice that a lot of people don't even know about is the fact that you can get a free tier token piece from Heroic Narubar Palace.
Yeah.
In a variety of ways by earning the achievement, The War Within.
Yeah, this is important. I talked about this yesterday. 1600 rating in PvP, or defeating Queen Ansarek on Heroic or Mythic, or getting a 2000 plus Mythic rating. By the way, 2000 Mythic rating right now, it's because Tyrannical and Fortified are no longer separate keys. They're just one. All you have to do is get +7s on all the keys, and you can get a 2000 rating. That's pretty, that's not that damn hard. I know people already got it. I saw some people already got it. And we're in the first week. So going through these things, you can only get this once, and it's one of these. So you can't do all three. Once you do one, you will get this thing, and it'll give you a free piece of tier gear.
In Season 1, Spelunker Supreme. By doing this achievement, you will get rewarded with a Mark of Spelunker Supreme, which can be used to purchase a piece of tier set gear. This is returning from Dragonflight and is awarded for either defeating Queen Ansarek on Heroic difficulty in a raid, or reaching 1600 rated in PvP, which either of these options can both be available depending on how sweaty you are and how dedicated you are to the game this week, which can be absolutely nuts. Picking up a 616 heroic piece of gear is going to be absolutely crucial if you really want to push as hard as you can and get ahead of the other players. It's not mandatory. Just wanted to give you a free tip of advice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the easiest and quickest ways to shoot your item level up as quickly and fast and painless as possible. You know, ranking from easiest all the way to, I guess, the most difficult. Don't forget, we do stream our talk show live here every single Wednesday, and we're looking to break our record of 93 live viewers at once. And we were so close last week to hitting 100 views. So if you guys can, please stop by, come check out the talk show. Let's all hang out and talk The War Within together. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. It's an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Combat Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
Cool.
Hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Listen, if you guys enjoyed the content, we have a ton of other videos to help you get through The War Within, like these two right here. And since you're already here, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button to join the Combat Kids family today.
Sure.
It's
the first video I actually watched from him. Wasn't bad at all.
Video.
Very cool.
I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, good content. A lot of it, was very much on point. Yeah, do the things. Do the Mythic Plus, do Mythic Zeros, do Raid, do LFR, just do it all. Do Delves. Delves, man. Delves, I can't emphasize it enough. Delves are a cheat code right now. Get in there, do the damn bountiful Delves, and get yourself some gear early on in this expansion.